The news at noon starts right now.
After 5 years, San Marcos fire investigators believe they know who intentionally started the fatal fire at the iconic Village apartments.
The blaze left 5 young adults dead, several injured, and hundreds displaced. Since then, investigators have combed through the evidence. Camelia
Juarez is live in San Marcos with why it took so long to make an arrest. Camelia.
Tiffany, John Paul, this is a breakthrough that many people in San Marcos or affected by this fire didn't know if this day would come. 30-year-old Jacoby Ferguson, that's who was arrested last night. He was a Texas State student when the fire happened, but now he's charged with arson, causing bodily injury and death. Ferguson is booked at the Hays County Jail. Investigators say he was actually interviewed during the initial investigation along with countless other people. He didn't live in the complex, but he lived and worked in the area. Investigators say the case wasn't cracked until an iconic Village task force was formed. The group met weekly to review evidence. San Marcos Fire Marshal Jonathan Henderson tells us why it took so long to make an arrest.
It just takes time and a lot of effort. And I think that we had the right people on scene in the beginning and continuing throughout the past 5 years. We just needed a new, fresh set of eyes.
Investigators would not share a motive, and now it's up to the district attorney's office to decide if Ferguson's charges will be upgraded to murder. We spoke to someone who lost their friend in that fire, and coming up in our later newscast, we'll tell you why he still has some questions. Reporting live in San Marcos, Camelia Juarez, KSAT12 News.
Thanks for that, Camelia. Raining over there, taking a live look at live cam here in San Antonio. No rain, but definitely cloudy. Justin, rain in the forecast.
There's a chance. We had some showers pass through a little bit earlier. Things are quieting down here in San Antonio. Just saw there with Camelia's live shot. There's some rain up towards San Marcos, and we're going to see some of these spotty showers around today. So let's get right to the radar. The heavy stuff right now is down there, Hondo and Sabinal. We're seeing some heavier downpours there. Across the city, we did have some showers move through, especially on the northwest side where we saw some decent rainfall totals, but all those showers are really starting to kind of fall apart at this point. Again, the heaviest of the stuff is out here near Hondo, where we are detecting some lightning strikes near Dennis along Highway 90. This is working its way north and west and away from San Antonio. And we'll work our way back into town, and you can see we do still have some spotty showers here and there, but nothing that's terribly heavy. And I think as the afternoon wears on, we'll see a little more activity on the radar, and we'll still keep our 30 to 40% chance of rain. Here's what we're thinking as far as the afternoon goes. 40% chance. 1, 2, 3 o'clock. It will start to step it down a little bit as we head towards dinner time. The rain chances will decrease some. We're going to get you another radar update coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll also look at the forecast. It's drier and hotter too. More on that in just a bit, guys.
Thanks for that, Justin. Now, it was a disaster waiting to happen. That's what San Antonio firefighters say about the big challenge they faced when fighting an early morning fire inside a local business.
They eventually put it out, but as Katrina Weber tells us, they say the building itself could have taken them out.
It became clear almost from the start that San Antonio firefighters would be here for the long haul. A call from a passerby after 4 this morning had them in place for about 2 hours, finding and fighting a fire inside a building in the 600 block of West Rhapsody.
There was some smoke in the area, and so we had a structured response that arrived.
That included nearly 20 units on the street not far from San Antonio International Airport. The focus of their attention was a business called J.S. Fine Wines. Fire crews had to force their way in, then figure out where the smoke was coming from. It took more than an hour for them to trace it to a back storage room, then put out the fire. Looking from the outside, at no point did this fire appear to be especially dangerous. We never saw any flames, but firefighters say looks can be deceiving.
Extensive building modifications, windows had been boarded up, we had interior burglar bars, so those presented some extreme challenges on gaining access to the building.
That layout, firefighters say, is extremely dangerous, a threat to their safety.
These are the kind of buildings that firefighters get hurt in, and we have fatalities in.
They say this time they were lucky and there were no injuries. The business, though, was left with major damage. The fire destroyed the storage room, and the smoke blackened other parts of the building. Investigators are looking for the cause. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio police say a man in his 70s is in the hospital after he was shot overnight. It happened around 10 p.m. in the 2500 block of Pelote Drive near Poteet-Jordanton Freeway on the south side. Police explained the man was in a house when his 16-year-old grandson and some friends were messing around with a gun outside. SAPD says that's when the gun went off, shooting through the house and hitting the grandfather. He was shot in the back and taken to the hospital. The grandson's friends took off from the scene before police arrived and are wanted for questioning.
San Antonio Pets Alive continues to ask for your help. The organization now says it could take 3 weeks for AC repairs at their facility, and they still need fosters. Their rescue center has been without AC since Sunday night. They had to evacuate 13 puppies and 50 dogs to their much smaller medical center on Marbach Road. Luckily, many people have opened their homes, but they still need help.
With that rescue center being out and it being such an integral part of our organization, serving as additional time for the dogs that are on the euthanasia list, it's just heartbreaking.
We're told with the temporary lack of space, they are limiting the number of dogs they can help. Again, they are still looking for foster families, and donations are also welcomed. We have more information on KSAT12.
I was there yesterday, and the dogs are so cute, the puppies. Go pick one up if you can. All right, on average, Texas teachers spend $449 of their own money on school supplies each year. That's why we're teaming up with our KSAT community partners and starting a month-long school supply drive, helping teachers in Somerset and Judson ISD get the right start. Get it? Like writing notes? Right start to the new school year. If you want to do your part, you can stop by at any of the 6 drop-off locations across San Antonio. They're asking for items like crayons, composition notebooks, number 2 pencils, hand sanitizer, disinfecting wipes, glue sticks, and plenty more. We have them listed on your screen. You can also find this list and hours of operation on our website, KSAT.com, or on the KSAT app.
A lot of folks are hoping Lady Luck is on their side. How big the Mega Million and Powerball jackpots have gotten.
More people could soon have access to another treatment option for Alzheimer's disease. A look at the major decision that the FDA could make today. Someone's dreams of becoming an instant billionaire may just come true this week. There was no big winner in last night's Powerball drawing, so that means more than $1 billion is up for grabs between the jackpot and the Mega Millions. ABC's DeMarco Morgan has advice from one of the past winners.
Lotto fever is sweeping the nation with more than $1 billion up for grabs between the 2 major jackpots.
Came to purchase a Powerball ticket.
Overnight, the Powerball reaching $590 million after no jackpot winner was drawn. And tomorrow night, the Mega Millions pulls their lucky numbers for an estimated jackpot of $427 million. Mike Wierske's big break came in 2019.
I checked my phone and checked my ticket. It was like, congratulations, you're the jackpot winner.
The New Jersey resident winning a $273 million Mega Millions prize, taking home a lump sum of $162.5 million.
I went over and took the ticket and put it in the lottery machine. The guy said, sign the ticket, you're the winner, and quit my job that night.
Mike advises for any winning ticket winners, don't rest on your laurels.
Get yourself a financial planner, get yourself your good attorney, and somebody that can do your taxes.
Well, good advice there. I don't know if I'm lucky enough to win, but what's the weather going to be like when I run out to go buy a lotto ticket?
That could be a little rainy here and there. It's kind of like winning the weather lotto is the way I look at it. If you do get some rain, you're the big winner today because these showers are spotty. Not everyone's going to get in on the rain, but there have been some spots across San Antonio. And hey, the aquifer's up 0.5 of a foot. This is good news. 633.6 in your pollen count today. Molds are low. They may jump up though with some of this rain around here. We're going to take another look at the radar coming up.
Welcome back, and welcome back, rain. We are seeing that this morning and now maybe later today.
Definitely much needed for what you can expect. Justin Horn, let us know. Does the rain man or does the weather man make it rain?
Oh, that's a good question. Listen, it's been spotty around the area today, guys. So it's been a little bit of rain here and there. Not everyone's getting in on it, but it's the good stuff. It's the good downpour, the good tropical downpour that we all love to see. Middle of the day, cools us down a little bit. So let me show you the radar and show you where it is right now. We've got some showers out there in Medina County. That's kind of where the bulk of it is right now. But I'm noticing some new development here across parts of Kearns and Gonzales County, and some of this activity could eventually work towards San Antonio a little bit later today. We had some of those showers yesterday too, cooled us down at least temporarily as the rain came through. So let's look at Bexar County at the moment. And any rain that we did have, and it was a little bit heavy at times on the northwest side, has dissipated. So we're basically done with the rain here for now. There's one little shower there on the east side of town, just south of I-10. As I mentioned, a lot of that activity is now moving into Medina County, where we're seeing some heavier stuff just south of Hondo, and a few lightning strikes here and there, although this is starting to diminish a little bit too. So it looks like we're kind of hitting a lull, but there could be a bit more later this afternoon as some moisture continues to rotate into our area. So this is a good setup for us. And as we look at the big picture here, here's why we're getting some rain. We're sandwiched between two ridges of high pressure. So we've got one here in the Gulf of Mexico, one out across parts of New Mexico. Now this is the one that's going to be moving into Texas over the next couple days and taking away our rain chances. So today's kind of our day. And we have a little area of low pressure down here near South Texas, near the valley, and that's ushering in some good deep moisture, some tropical moisture, in fact. And that's why we're getting these kind of downpours. Nothing severe, just some good brief heavy rain, which we'll take. So here's kind of the big picture, and I will point out that there is much heavier rain out in the Gulf of Mexico, but this is out over open water. So this likely doesn't even move inland, but folks that are boating or fishing, yeah, this is a problem. There's a lot of rain and some lightning strikes out there too, and then some pretty decent rain right on the coast. Then as you move inland, it becomes far more isolated and scattered, and that's what we're dealing with. So our forecast does call for a little bit more of this activity through the afternoon. This model always kind of tends to overdo it a little bit, but gets the general idea across. These spotty downpours here and there. This is around 4 o'clock today. Could affect the evening commute, although I think rain chances are starting to come down at this point. And by dinner time, a few leftover showers. And then once the sun goes down, we get rid of all of it because we lose the daytime heating. Tomorrow, rain chances are not near as good. So 40% next couple of hours. We'll drop it down at 30% by 4 and 5 o'clock. And then by tonight, pretty much all goes away. 89 at 8 p.m., 86 at 9 p.m. And by the way, temperatures really dependent on what happens with these rain showers. The more we see, the lower the temperatures will be. But we're still in the mid-80s right now. And we're forecasting to make it to the low 90s. 88 degrees, mostly cloudy. Dew point is at 73. South-southeasterly winds at about 10. The heat index is 96. There is some thick moisture out there, so that's going to translate to some pretty high heat indices. 92 is what it feels like in New Braunfels. 96 again at the airport. 93 at Port SA. We've got a heat index right now of 90 in Bandera. And I think by this afternoon, if we can't make it into the low 90s, your heat index could go as high as 99. So just heads up there, even though temperatures aren't all that hot, it's still going to feel pretty hot. 96 tomorrow, just a small chance of rain. 99 Saturday, 100 Sunday. And next week, we're back to the brutal summer pattern with triple digits and mostly sunny skies, guys.
A lot of people are going to be traveling still this summer, so the KSAT weather app, always a good thing.
It's a good tool.
Very nice plug there, Tiffany. And enjoy those double digits while you can. All right, a nonprofit helps connect former foster kids with resources they need. How the founder drew inspiration from her own personal experiences when creating the organization.
Welcome back. UT Teen Health has been approved for a nearly $10 million grant to help stem teen pregnancies in South Texas. The grant will cover 5 years of programming and services. Teen pregnancy rates are up to 4 times higher in South Texas than the national average, according to UT Health. 3 other organizations in Texas will receive money, including the City of Austin, Healthy Futures of Texas, and Project Vita Health and UT Health Houston. You can read more about how the grant money will be used on KSAT.com.
The Food and Drug Administration is expected to decide today on granting full approval to Leqembi, a first drug proven to slow the progressions of Alzheimer's disease in some patients. This is much more than just a formality. Full approval would likely prompt the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services to change how it covers the drug, broadening access for up to about 1 million people with early onset Alzheimer's. The drugs got accelerated approval in January, but it hasn't been widely used because insurance providers wanted the drug to receive traditional FDA approval.
And here in the U.S., foster care serves as a safety net for kids who experience neglect, abuse, or the absence of a stable family.
Unfortunately, it all ends at the age of 18 when thousands of kids age out of the foster care system each year.
As Sarah Costa reports, one young woman who aged out is helping others transition one suitcase at a time.
We were homeless. We lived in empty houses. You know, we put our food, literally, I remember putting our food, milk, eggs, cheese in the snow. That was our refrigerator.
Brittany Shirley, along with her twin sister and 2 other siblings, went into foster care when she was 10 years old, carrying everything she owned in a trash bag.
I remember a foster parent being able to pick up the phone and say that I can't be here anymore. I remember feeling lonely. I remember being angry and cutting my wrists and remember wanting to die.
Brittany lived in 7 foster homes and 1 group home. When she aged out, she followed a childhood dream to move from Michigan to Atlanta.
I came here with literally a suitcase and dreams of living here.
But that suitcase carried so much more than a few clothes.
In my suitcase, I carried neglect, I carried abandonment, rape. I carried so much in my suitcase. And the older I got, I realized it was really dragging me.
It's a struggle so many foster kids face. Only half of foster kids finish high school and just 3% earn a college degree. Up to 36% spend time in jail. 20 to 40% experience homelessness. By age 24, only half are employed.
I had to steal. You know, I was 5 or 6 years old going to the corner store, pushing my younger brother in the stroller and putting, you know, all types of milk and cereal, just things that we could eat that I could make as a 5 or 6 year old myself.
Shaylin Dixon's experience in foster care led her to Brittany and a suitcase and a dream. A nonprofit created by Brittany that helps connect former foster kids with resources and provides them with their own suitcase full of essentials. It was inspired by her book that she hopes will motivate other foster kids to unpack the trauma of their past and write down their own future.
The suitcase is really just a beacon of hope for them as they go through that journey from foster to prosper.
Now, in my suitcase is healing, peace, comfort, a sense of feeling safe. Those are things that we put in our suitcases when we learn how to unpack.
Sarah Costa, KSAT12 News.
Several states have implemented extended foster care programs from 18 to at least 21 and have started life skills training programs.
To find out how you can help, visit suitcasedreams.org.
And you can also buy Brittany's book, A Suitcase and a Dream, on Amazon.
Now, we all know that exercising is important to keep the body healthy, but without adequate sleep, you might not be seeing all the benefits.
And yesterday, Mike was salsa. Oh, and talking about salsa.
It's lunchtime. That looks mighty tasty, guys.
That looks so good. We'll check in with our friends at SA Live. Now to the latest on the mass shooting in Philadelphia that left 5 people dead and 7 others injured. The suspect was arraigned on murder charges. And now, as ABC's Rena Roy reports, the city of Philadelphia is going after 2 distributors.
The city of Philadelphia is now going after ghost guns, suing 2 major manufacturers of the untraceable weapons after police confirmed they were used in Monday's mass shooting that killed 5 people.
One was an AR-15, the other was a 9mm. We've confirmed through our lab both of those weapons were privately made firearms.
The privately manufactured gun parts are sold unassembled.
The manufacturers attempted to avoid liability by claiming that it is selling parts, not guns. But the gun kits they sell can be assembled in minutes by virtually anyone.
The alleged gunman, 40-year-old Kim Brady Carricker, faced a judge for the first time Wednesday, denied bail on more than 30 charges, including 5 counts of murder. Carricker didn't enter a plea. Josephine Wama lost her twin brother Joseph.
It's hard to wake up from this. I don't understand how someone can just do that to my brother.
Prosecutors revealing that Carricker's roommates told investigators he had been acting odd before the shooting, wearing a bulletproof vest around the house and allegedly writing a will just days before.
They all described that he was becoming more and more agitated over the last couple of days.
So far, no motive has been revealed in this case. The suspect's grandmother tells ABC News in a statement, "I don't know why he did what he did. Something must have happened to him to make him do that." Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Nearly half of the tap water in the U.S. is contaminated with chemicals known as forever chemicals. That's according to a new study from the U.S. Geological Survey. Scientists estimate at least one forever chemical could be detected in 45% of U.S. drinking water samples, and the number of people drinking contaminated water may be even higher than what the study found. That's because the researchers weren't able to test for all the different types of synthetic chemicals. There's more than 12,000 types of those chemicals, and they're considered dangerous to human health. Exposure is linked to cancer, obesity, thyroid disease, high cholesterol, decreased fertility, liver damage, and hormone suppression.
Study says if you want to boost the benefits of your workout, get a good night's rest. British researchers looked at people's exercise habits and the amount of sleep they got on average over a decade. They found that those who did high-intensity workouts but slept less than 6 hours a night had faster overall cognitive decline than short sleepers who exercise infrequently. In general, people who had higher levels of physical activity and slept between 6 and 8 hours per night had better cognitive function as they aged. Researchers say this shows that regular exercise might not always be sufficient to counter the long-term effects of lack of sleep, and that the two go hand in hand for better health.
Clinical overuse of marijuana is linked to a variety of complications after major elective surgery. It's according to a University of Texas Health Science Center study. Complications include blood clots, stroke, breathing difficulties, kidney issues, and death. Previous studies found smoking marijuana impacts blood flow to the brain and body, contributes to airway blockages, and raises blood pressure and heart rate, which can make recovery from surgery more difficult.
If heading out of the country, you'll need to plan ahead. Right now, estimated processing time for a passport is 10 to 13 weeks. You can speed that up to 7 to 9 weeks by paying $60 for an expedited process. The State Department says it's working to process applications faster, but officials don't expect to get back to pre-pandemic processing times until the end of the year. An online renewal system that millions of current passport holders could use is expected to launch by the end of the year.
All right, Justin, the rain is coming, which is desperately needed, but I'm more happy about the fact that we're getting a slight break from triple digits.
Yeah, it really is nice considering we're still in the 80s right now. And I think any sort of rain we see today will help to keep temperatures down just a little bit. I mean, we may still see some 90s on the map, but it's not the upper 90s. It's not the triple digits. And yeah, the rain is a great benefit too. So let's look at the 12-hour rainfall, what we've seen so far. And where you see some of those green colors, and this is radar estimated, so these are not exact numbers, but where you see some of these green colors, that represents where we've seen some of the heaviest of the rain. And that's been right around Hondo, where we're estimating a little over an inch of rain there, maybe over a half an inch. That's near Medina Lake. And then as you get onto the northwest side of San Antonio, perhaps up to about half an inch of rain there. So there are some spots where we've seen some decent rainfall totals. Now, as you look at the kind of the east half of San Antonio here, not much. And I know you're saying, well, when's our rain going to come? We do have some more showers on the radar that are trying to develop, and possibility is there for some more activity as we get into the afternoon hours, especially as kind of this area develops. We'll see that maybe work north and west. Nothing that's going to be very heavy, but about a 40% chance of rain going into the afternoon. Temperatures, again, topping out somewhere there in the low 90s. Most of this calms down by the evening hours, and we'll take out rain chances by tonight, and tomorrow looks much quieter and drier, and it gets hotter over the weekend. We're going to talk more about that forecast for you here in just a few minutes. Guys.
Thanks for that, Justin. Now, the ongoing war in Ukraine now reaching a critical point as Ukraine's counteroffensive is gaining ground as they fight to regain their territory.
Meanwhile, the Russian onslaught continues. ABC's Ika Jachi explains the destruction left behind by a Russian missile strike in a Lviv neighborhood.
A rare deadly attack on western Ukraine. Ukrainian officials say Russia fired cruise missiles at a residential area in the city of Lviv, killing at least 5 people and injuring at least 40 others. Ukraine's Air Force reporting it intercepted 7 of the 10 cruise missiles Russian forces fired on the city from the Black Sea. This drone video, shared by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, shows the extent of the destruction. But even as Russia's attacks persist, Ukraine's military making steady progress in their counteroffensive, with military commanders saying they are making gains in Bakhmut and other areas. ABC News was with Ukrainian troops near the front lines in Bakhmut as they used U.S.-made howitzer artillery guns to shell Russian positions. ABC's Martha Raddatz sitting down with President Zelensky, who says the counteroffensive is going to plan, but telling us the long-awaited U.S. F-16 fighter jets could be crucial in the battle.
You still don't have those F-16s, and there are other weapons you want as well. Can you succeed without them?
F-16s or any other equipment that we do need will give us an opportunity to move faster, he said, to save more lives, to stand our ground for a longer time.
Meanwhile, the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, confirming at a press conference that Wagner Group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin is now back in Russia. This comes after a well-regarded St. Petersburg local press outlet says Prigozhin was seen entering and leaving the city in order to accept some of his weapons confiscated during a raid on his residence. Zelensky says his troops want to move faster in their counteroffensive, but that more help from the U.S. and Western allies would mean faster progress and less lives lost. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
NBA Summer League is in full swing and the Spurs are hitting their stride. Highlights from their matchup against the Lakers coming up in sports.
A Taylor Swift fan going to great lengths to see the pop star, why her plan involved a disguise.